Dotun, thank you so much for joining us. Let me just go straight and ask, do you think the retention of immunity for the president, but not for the other top executive officers or office holders, is a fair and balanced approach?
Okay, thank you so much for having me. And I think it's a bit sycophantic if we are to remove immunity for the vice president, for the governors and their deputies, and we are leaving that of the president. It's a bit sycophantic. If we have identified corruption as one of the major issues that we have in the country today that is holding our democracy back from delivering its dividend for the people, then if we think removing immunity will serve, I doubt whether it will serve any purpose, then we should not leave the president out of whatever it is that we are doing. Politically, this is a way of saying that, oh, I do not want the president to see me as somebody who is against his government. I do not want the president to see me as somebody who's going to make a law that will go against his interest. And that's why when people like that come together to present such a motion, they find a way of always wanting to exclude the president. So if there's a conviction that retention of immunity has been one of the issues that we have in the country, then we should be bold enough to remove immunity from the president and everyone that currently enjoys immunity.
So how do you think that state government's objections to the bill reflect the broader concerns about governance and political stability? Because truth be told, we have seen certain alleged politically motivated, attempts at sitting governors, vice presidents, even presidents. So does this actually reflect the reality of our political stance in the country?
Absolutely so. In Africa, just as the former president had once mentioned, one of the former presidents had mentioned, opposition is enmity. And as a result of that, if somebody is in power that is out of my own political party, I may want to do everything possible to ensure that I fight such people and take them out of power. And that has been our political culture in Africa. So if you look at it from that angle, you may want to agree with the popular assertion that when immunity is removed, that distractions may come up here and there and can prevent anybody from actually doing the business of governance. And I think that's the main intent of those who drafted the Constitution, that, okay, if we just allow the governor or the president to just be as ordinary as every other person, that political jobbers and merchants may take that opportunity to continue to distract them from offering governance. And you can take this, you can authenticate this assertion by looking at what happens just after every election. You discover that after election, during the tribunal here and there, we always say it is a local parlance in Nigeria that governance is always on break just after election because the governor will be attending to tribunal and all of that. And after they might have won, we come back to say, oh, maybe now governance can resume. So if you look at it from that angle, it could actually be a very big distraction. But that has not taken away the fact that we have a major issue in our hand. 180 countries were examined by an international body, and Nigeria came 140 in the issue of corruption. From a mark of 100, we scored 26, which makes us a country that is perceived to be a bit very corrupt. And you will know from history, 2007, one of the reasons why former President Olusegun Obasanjo prevented his deputy from taking over from him, according to him, is that he suspected that the deputy was going to be very, very corrupt. In 2014, one of the campaign points of the APC was because they were telling everybody that the Jonathan administration was really, really very corrupt. So at every point in time, corruption has become a major issue in our national conversation, and we must do everything possible to ensure that we deal with the issue of corruption beyond who currently enjoys immunity. What are we doing with those people who do not have immunity? For instance, a governor has been accused. He's left power. He's been, EFCC took, I don't know whether it's 3 months or 4 months, looking for him everywhere. They wanted to even arrest him at a point in Abuja. What has become of him today? So If we cannot fight people who do not enjoy immunity, thinking that taking immunity from governors and president will solve our corruption problem may be a bit clumsy.
Now, I'm glad that you mentioned solving the corruption problem, because in terms of fighting corruption, how effective would you say that the removal of immunity will be in ensuring accountability for state officials? Do you think it will be effective at all?
I'm not sure it's going to, because you do not actually you manage where to grow big. You don't grow big to manage where. So if we are talking about the effectiveness of our fight against corruption, we should be talking about how is it presently before we add another layer to it. If we cannot get things done at the moment, if people who do not enjoy immunity still go away with consequences, then we shouldn't think that removing immunity from governors or president will add any layer to it. It's about what we are doing with what we have at this present moment. I always say it, Nigeria does not need new law to excel. We only need new logic, concentrating on the laws we have now, executing the laws we have now, ensuring that we prevent the corruption that people perpetrate now is going to solve our problem a great deal. And I'm not seeing any additional phase that removal of immunity would do if we do not run with what we have at the moment.
All right, okay. Thank you so much for joining us, Dotun Ojon, public affairs analyst, and sharing your thoughts on this.